Okay, let me now do something on the array and object. So we generally create variables in JavaScript, and variables are of different type. Like I will say string is the one variable, hello world. This is string. Then we have number, that is 1 or 2 or 3, whatever we have. Then we have Boolean variable, that is false or true, whatever you give. Then we have variable of array. Then I can give A, B, C like this. And then we have the object. And object is created using the curly bracket. And I can put anything key value pair inside the object, like name is Jack and last name is Power. Age. So I can create any key value pair in the object. 44, for example. Okay. So these are the different kinds of variables in the JavaScript. Now, specifically today, what I'm going to do now, I will show you how to loop through this array. And everybody know the one method to looping through the array, but we will see some different way to looping through the array. So one way of looping is called the for var equal to 0 I less than array dot length I plus plus. So this is the normal way of looping through the array, and I can do console.log value is, and I can say array of I. So when I say array of I, that means first time array of 0 will come, that is A will be displayed. Second time, when the second time loop will run, I will become 1. Yeah, thank you for reminding I equal to 0. Then second time I will become 1 and B will be displayed. Third time I will be 2 because I put I plus plus. So C will be displayed. So this is the one way of looping through the array. So I see value A, B and C. Let's see what is the other way to go through the array. So another way of going through the array is for, I will put var I. Now I want to loop through this A, B and C. So I can say I of, what I can say of array. So instead of writing this 1, 2 or 3 statements in this for loop, I will only put one statement. I will say var I of array. When I say I of array, it will run A, B and C. So I will be A, B and C. Okay, so I can say console.log I is I. So now all the items will be I. So when I say enter, you will see I is A, I is B and I is C. Okay, so this is about the array. So what I did, I said var I of array. Now same thing if I want to go each character of the string, HELLOWORLD, I can write same thing as I have written like this, but instead of array I will use string str, and I can do str here also. When I press enter, you will see hello world is there. But I can also use this way to go through each character. So I will say var I of str, and I will say I is I. And now when I press enter, you will see same thing is happening. I is HELLOWORLD. So one way of looping through array is using this way. Another way, short way, is looping through this way. One way to loop through the string is this one, and another way to loop through the string is this one. And if you remember, this second way I'm using off. What I'm using? Off. I'm using off. Okay, before I go further, you write it down, otherwise you will forget. Write down these variables anywhere in Notepad or in your notes, or you can create a file also in the JavaScript. Maybe you can create a new file. I will say variables.js. I create a variable.js and I will put all here. You also do same thing. Create a variables.js and put all these variables. and then I will loop through one way like this, and I will loop through this another way of looping, and then I will loop through again the string using the one way, and I will loop through another way of the looping the string. Okay, so I have written all this 4 lines. So you also write down this one before I go further. So once you're done, let me know. I will go further. Okay, Ole is done. Everybody should write down and where to do it. Anand is done. I need one more person to complete, then I will go further. Okay. So you will see there are some sonar length issues are coming, which we will fix in few minutes. I don't like sonar length issues coming. If I don't resolve it now, it will be coming again and again, and I will be, right now problems are 5, and it will go on to 50, 100,000. I don't want that. So I will fix these problems in a bit. But before that, let me show you one more thing. Now we have seen how to loop through the array and how to loop through the string. But what about the object? Let's try to see how to loop through the object. If you see here, we are using off. Remember the OF. Remember OF. We are using off. Okay, so in array, I'm using off. In string, I'm using off. Now let's see how to use the key value pair. So key value pair will not work with the off. So we need to write something different. So let's see what we have to do for the key value pair. So for object, we have to use like this. For var I equal to, no, not equal to, var I Now what we are doing, we are looping objects. Okay, so to loop objects, I will say var for var I. Now here we have used OF. Now this is O, starting with the O, and this O object is also starting with the O. So both will not match. Whenever we object, to remember that whether I should put off or not, so you have to remember that both O will not match with each other. We should have something different word here. Instead of off, we should have different word. And this is not an object, so we are using off. This is not an object, then we are using off. But for objects, we cannot use off because O will not match. This is to remember what should we put. You know, tomorrow you will also put off for objects. Then you have to remind yourself that, okay, O is there, that means O will not come here. So what will come instead of off? Instead of off, it will come in. So we have to use in, and I will say object. So when I say var I in object, now this will become key and this one will become, and value will be object of the key. So I can write like this, console.log key is I, and value should be, I have to put object of I, that is object of the key. So to access name, that is the key, we have I. But to access this value Jack, I have to say obj of the key, that is obj of I, whatever key I have. Now if I press enter, I will see key is the name, value is Jack, key is last name, value is Bauer, key is age, value is 44. So for objects, we have to remember that we have to use in. So here for objects, we have to use in. So whenever you want key value pair, you have to use in. In object, we always have key value pair, so we have to use in object. Now what will happen if I use object here in for the string? Let's see. Okay, I don't want to confuse with that one. For today, just remember that if it is a string or if it is an array, I will use off. But if it is object, I will use in. Okay, that's it. Remember this today. But one thing I want to add here, what we did in the array case, let's do array again. So I'm using off. So I is the value A, B, and C because array has A, B, and C. What will I do if I want to access the key also? Because in array we have the key also. How will I use key in case of the array? Can anyone tell me how can I use key? Right now if I'm using off, I'm getting the value A, B, and C. Now where is the key? I'm not able to use the key. Tomorrow if I want to use the key, that is 0, 1, and 2, how will I use it? What should I change in this for loop so that I can access key also of the array? Can anyone tell me how? You have to unmute it and tell me. How can I access key in case of array? If I'm using off, I'm getting directly the value. And there's no way I can get the key if I use off. Sorry. Okay, so one is saying I in array. So same thing. In object, we are using in because we want to access the key. Same thing, if in array also, if I want to access the key, I will use in for the array also. And same thing will happen here, array I. Now, key will be I and the value will be array of I. Because now I is not the value. I is the key. So for in this case, I is 0, 1, and 2. So what will be the value of this one? Array of 0, array of B, array of 1, array of 2. So here key is the I and the value will be I. So I will enter it. Now you will see key 0 A, 1 B, and key is 2, value is C. Same thing for the string. If I want to access the key for the string also, right now I'm accessing only the value. If I'm putting off, I am able to get only the value. But if I want to use key also, because each character is having a particular key, H is at 0 position, E is at 1 position, L is at 2 position, second L is at 2 position, O is at 3 position, 3 position, O is at 4 position. So we have to access the key also. So in case of string also, if I want to access the key, then I will use in. So anyway, if you want to access the key, you always use in. If I use in, I can access the key also, and I can access the value like this, HELLOWORLD. But if I want to access the value, only value, then I will use off. And here also I will use off. But in case of object, you cannot use off. You have to only use in. Because in object, we always have to take key and value. Whereas in case of array or string, we have to take only the character. We generally don't care of the key. If you care of the key, you have to use in. But if you don't care of the key, then use off. So let me write down so you can remember it. If you want to use key and value, use in. Okay, for objects, arrays and strings. And I will say if you want to use only value in case of arrays and strings, use off. So in case of array and string, we don't care of the key generally many times in the project. But if you care, if you want the key, then use always in. But if you don't care of the key, then in case of array and string, you use off. Okay, so to access, I can write this also. I can access the array like this. I can access the string like this. Okay, so this is the output. I will put output also. No, I'll not put output. You can run the output. So just write down this last few lines so that you can remember it. Let me know when it's done. So I will also share this in the React group, but it is better you write down here so that you can understand it later. Because if you try to copy and paste from there, then you may not be able to understand it correctly. Now we have to fix all these 8 problems. which we have, which we see, because otherwise this 8 will go to 1000, 2000, and we cannot fix at one time. So what is saying I is already defined. First case is saying it does not like var I every time I should define var I again and again. So first thing we have to fix that we have to define the I only one time. So I will say in here I will create a variable var I. I will move var I at the top and I will remove var from every for loop. So let me remove var from every for loop. Since var is initialized in the beginning, and so var, I don't want var in any case. Now you'll see all the problems are gone. So you also do same thing. Just put var in the top and remove var from all the places so that you should not get any problems. Okay, so I think everyone is in with this one. Let's go further now. So what we will do now is we created the React project. We will do one change in our React project and I will show you that. So everyone has created React project. Some of you have two projects, 1 and 2, and we will do something in that. We will change something. Let me show you what. Okay. So go to project 1 or project 2, whatever project you have, and you will see there are different files and folders. I will explain this folder structure tomorrow, but I will just go through one file. In the source folder, if I go to app.js, you will see the code is written. Some text is there, some code is there. We will understand this code in future, but today I just want to show you what we are doing. Let me go to React project, React folder. I will go to React folder, then I'll go to project 2, and then I will say npm start. Once I will say npm start, the project will run and I will be able to see the screen. So we will do slight change in this page and we will see how it is reflected on the page. Okay, मेरा class चल रहा है. Class is going on. नहीं. Okay. Okay, I am making the two screens so that you can see the changes. Okay, so this is going on. This is my project going on. And if you see localhost 3000 is the port. Today I am starting in 3000 port. Now, if I do this change here in this file app.js, this app.js is the main entry file. Though index.js is the main entry file, but for us, for coding purpose, app.js is the entry file. So anything if I do change here, it will reflect in this page. So what I will do, the change inside this header, I will press enter and I will start with h1 tag and I will put my name. As soon as I put my name, you will see it is appearing here on the page. So no need to refresh the page, it automatically updates the changes here. So every one of you open your app.js inside the source folder and inside the header tag, just put the h1 tag and put your name. And also run the npm start in the folder. So if you are in project 2, go to the project 2 in the terminal, run npm start. After you do npm start, just go to app.js and put this change. Put your name inside the header tag. Just do it and let me know if you have any problems or it went successfully and you are able to see your name. Yeah, yes. So no, right now we don't have the class components. Everything is changed to the functional components. Now we use these hooks and function components. Okay, successfully done. Kate done. Okay, let's see. Anshi done. So everyone is able to see their name Any problems? Okay, Anandan, no problem, I think. Okay, so this is the beginning step. I'm going step by step, giving you the baby steps so that you can easily learn things and it is easy to understand. And we will be doing minute changes in this page so that you can understand it clearly what we are trying to do. Okay, so this is all one thing. Let me discuss one more thing. And that thing is, one second. So we have to do one project, one problem, and for that I showed you this code, because tomorrow I want to do some code, one problem, and for that we need to understand this concept of and in, and that is the reason I did this basic concept today. Tomorrow I will be doing some problems based on this concept. Okay, so what is the problem which we will be doing tomorrow? So there are some patterns in solving the problems. Okay, so the first pattern which we will see tomorrow is called the frequency counter pattern. So I will tell you what is the concept of frequency counter pattern and how to solve the problems in the frequency counter problem in the frequency counter pattern, and maybe I can give one or two example. I will do it with the help of you, and few problems I will give you to solve for the homework, and which I will also solve in the class on Sunday. So once you understand this pattern, you will be able to easily recognize other problems which have the same kind of pattern. So just I will explain tomorrow one or two problems, and then I will give you few problems for homework and you to solve it, and Sunday I will do all the problems on Sunday, but at least you have to try before I do those problems. Okay, so that's it for today. Let me stop.